What's up guys, Chadley here, back with another Borderlands 3 video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at a fadeaway flak. Yes, I know it's been a little bit since we've actually covered a crit flak, but with the new class mod Stackbot from the Handsome Jackpot DLC, this thing makes crit flak really good again, and it is a lot of fun again, I'm not going to lie. This build is going to let you guys just absolutely tear through bosses, and you guys are actually going to get some really good mobbing out of this as well. But real quick, before we jump into the actual build, I just wanted to talk to you guys about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is a turn-based RPG done right. Raid is one of the top 3 ranked RPGs on the Google Play Store and has just been nominated as a finalist for Google Play's Best of 2019 Users' Choice Award. And the best part, it is completely free to play. Let's open some ancient shards and check out some of the characters and decide if they're good or food. Now we actually got some pretty cool champions here. Some of my favorites are Marksman. This guy looks really awesome, and I've always loved ranged bow characters in games, so this guy has a special place in my heart. Another really cool champion I got, Graybeard. He looks awesome with the graphics in this game. This game has seriously some of the best graphics I've ever seen in a mobile game. Then the champion Chaplain. She looks like a really cool support character. So what are you guys waiting for? Go to the video description, click on the special links, and you'll get 100,000 silver, 2 clan boss keys, 10 mystery shards, and a free awesome champion, the Executioner. Make sure you guys hurry up. This package will only be available for the next 30 days. You guys will find your extra rewards right here. Good luck, and I'll see you guys there. Without further ado, let's just jump right into the build, and we're going to look at our skill trees first. We're going to start here in the Stalker skill tree. We're going to be using Fadeaway, Gorillas in the Mist, and Unblinking Eye as our action skill and augments. And then right now I have the Gunslinger Jabber on. I use him for bosses, and then I'll use a Spider Ant for just running around mobbing. But for our skills, we're going to be using 5 points into Furious Attack. You guys are going to be shooting a ton with this build, so you're going to have that max gun damage, the 10 stacks, so 20%, and then you'll get boosted by Big Game, so definitely really helpful to have 5 points into Furious Attack. And then for more survivability, 5 points in Self-Repairing System. And then 1 point into All My BFFs. This is going to help your pet stay alive. And that in turn, putting 1 point into Lick the Wounds is going to let them revive you more often. And then 3 points, Turn Tail and Run. You guys are going to be doing more damage while you're standing still. And then 3 points in the Fast and Furious. You're going to be doing more damage and running faster when you're above half health. So really nice skill. And then 2 points into Hidden Machine. That's going to let us unlock Unblinking Eye. Then moving over to our Master skill tree, we're just going to put 2 points into Persistence Hunter. This is going to allow our Fadeaway to have more duration. So we're going to be doing more damage. And then we also get a little bit of gun damage out of that, which is nice. And then finally for our Hunter skill tree, we're going to put 3 points into Leave No Trace. This is incredibly important that you guys put 3 points into Leave No Trace. It is very helpful for dealing a ton of damage. And then also 2 points into Interplanetary Stalker. If you guys want to put some points into Second Intention to get to the second tier, you guys can. But I personally just put 2 points into Interplanetary Stalker. And then another must is 3 points into Head Count. This is going to allow us to get our Fadeaway back basically right when it ends. So that is very helpful and is a must. And then I put 2 points into Hunter's Eye. But that's just me personally. You guys can kind of divvy up these 4 points in here is however you want, but that's personally what I found is best. And then 5 points into Two Fang. This is going to allow us to just straight up deal more damage 25% of the time. And also it's going to allow us to stack our Stackbot stacks much quicker. Then 3 points into Big Game. This is going to boost our Hunter skills, and they're just going to have more duration and more effects, so definitely a really good skill. And then when you combine that with the Most Dangerous Game, you guys are going to get a ton of extra damage, and it's going to last for a very long time after you kill a badass enemy, so that is really good to pair those two. And then 1 point into Galactic Shadow. You guys are going to be doing more crit damage, and enemies are less likely to attack you to help you guys stay alive. 3 points into Grim Harvest, and that's to get us some extra gun damage and to get us down to Megavore, which is also a must for this build. It is incredibly important. When you combine that with Head Count, you guys are going to be able to get your action skill back almost instantly. And how you guys are actually going to get that back almost instantly is taking a look at our gear, is using the Brainstormer. The chaining effect from the Brainstormer, those can crit, and if you shoot like 2 or 3 times, you are going to get your action skill back into a group of enemies. So definitely a must for the Brainstormer with this build. And then one of your top damage dealing weapons is going to be the Craps. This is a new Torg pistol from the DLC. This thing, occasionally its shots will shoot 5 shots instead of just 1. And when you put this into sticky mode, you guys are going to be doing some insane damage. And then also it comes in a bunch of different elements, actually all the elements. I just don't have all of them right now. But yeah, so you guys can match whatever you need to for your fight. And this thing's going to be doing a ton of damage. The Dictator destroys with Stackbot. This thing is going to melt through some bosses and just in general mobs, especially if you guys are playing through the DLC and fighting robots. Cryo or corrosive version is going to help you guys out a ton. And then probably your top damage dealing weapon in terms of bosses is going to be a bang stick. Now you can actually shoot this gun almost infinitely while in fadeaway. You can basically shoot it the entire time as long as you don't miss your shots, because with leave no trace and the high projectile count of the bang stick, basically every shot is going to give you 1 bullet back. So you can just keep shooting this and stacking on all the stickies. And then actually once fadeaway ends and all of them start exploding, I usually switch over to the Craps and just start shooting that. But also, while the bang stick shots are exploding, and if you landed them on the enemy's crit spot, head count is actually going to get your fadeaway back almost instantly. So sometimes you don't even have to use the Brainstormer. This thing works great, and you can just go right back into fadeaway. And if somehow the enemy is not dead, you can just do it again, and I guarantee you they will be dead. And then moving down to our shields, I personally think the Transformer is the best shield in the game. The 40% chance to absorb bullets and adding them to your ammo is incredibly helpful. And then also 100% chance of adding the shock damage to the shields. So you guys are going to have a lot better survivability. For anointments, for your grenade and shield, you're going to want 50% bonus elemental damage. You guys can pick and choose what elements you want, but those are kind of a must, as when fadeaway ends after you're shooting your bang stick, all those sticky pellets are going to start doing the bonus elemental damage. So if you guys are matching it correctly, you'll be doing just even more damage to the boss. Then obviously we're going to be building around Stackbot. I do not have a perfect roll. I do have a pretty good roll. The splash damage and pistol damage is incredibly nice for the Craps. This thing kind of destroys almost to bang stick level. This is a lot easier to use. You can use this outside of fadeaway as well, while the bang stick is almost always while in fadeaway. But ideally for the bonus skill points, you're going to want 3 points into Pack Tactics, this one, and then 2 points into the Fast and Furious. Ideally, that's going to give you the most damage in the most scenarios, but the most damage possible is if you had Fast and Furious at 3 and then 2 points into Pack Tactics, because Fast and Furious only takes effect while you're above half health. So you guys can farm for whatever one you guys feel like doing, but personally, I would want 3 in Pack Tactics and 2 in Fast and Furious. That just kind of gets used more, in my opinion, in more scenarios. And then for our relic, we're going to be using the Snowdrift Auto Idol. The Snowdrift for getting around quicker and getting to like right up and close to enemies, especially if you're using the Dictator for mobs. You just go ahead, pull something else out, slide up to them, pull this out, and they'll be gone. And then 18% of your max health is restored after killing an enemy. That's the auto idle portion. That is incredibly important. Flak does not have really anything that gives them health back. He has a couple things, but it's really not that great. So this is definitely your best bet for staying alive. Then some other guns you guys can use with this build. Maggie's always pretty good. The Lucky 7 is really good as well. I've had some luck with the redistributor in big groups of enemies. If you go into fadeaway and do this, all the bullets will chain, and the stack bot will actually increase crit damage for every chained enemy hit. So you're gonna stack it up super fast, and it kind of melts through some people. So definitely don't sleep on the redistributor for that. The Cutsmans are always pretty good. The Shreddifier does work pretty well since it just shoots so fast. You can stack up the stack bot very fast and deal a ton of damage. All the different dictators are always very helpful. Tig's Boom is also very nice. Basically any torque sticky is very nice with this build. The red line is okay, but definitely the bang stick is better. So if you have a good bang stick, definitely use that over the red line. Then finally, the ion cannon, it also works incredibly well with this build. The stackbot crit damage actually transfers when you like swap weapons. So if you get the stacks up with say like the Dictator while in fadeaway, and then you pull out the ion cannon is gonna get that boosted damage, and this thing already does a buttload of damage. So it's gonna be a double buttload of damage, and it's just a really good time. It's really good for getting second wins and just finishing off like bosses if the Dictator or something doesn't kill him. That's about everything we needed to cover in terms of skill points and gear, but let's go see how this actually does in the real world on Mayhem 4. Okay, this is actually my second time recording this. So I just got a new PC, and my bitrate on my OBS was actually way lower than it should be. So I'm sorry if during the gear and skills point of the video, you guys noticed a bunch of artifacting. I fixed that now, so we should be good. But let's just go ahead and see how this build does here on Mayhem 4 on Athena's. We'll go ahead and fight our way all the way to Trunt. You guys can get a good idea of what this build can actually do. So usually for mobbing, I will either be using the Brainstormer or the Craps. The Craps just does a ton of damage, as you guys can see right there, especially when you guys are in fadeaway. And then usually right when I run out of fadeaway, I will go ahead and just pull out the Brainstormer, start shooting that around, and we can get fadeaway back just like that. The Brainstormer doesn't do too well when you don't have the bonus elemental damage stuff going, so that's why I normally just use the Craps. The Dictator also works pretty well. Just go ahead right up to somebody, and you can just shred through them. So no matter really what you guys are using, you guys are going to be able to get through basically all of these mobs. The bang stick obviously is going to work. It's a little overkill. I don't really use it for mobbing, but yeah, as you guys can see, it's just going to tear through those guys. But definitely the Craps is better for mobbing, and in some cases I have found it to be better on certain bosses. Actually, Handsome Jack bot at the end of the DLC, I found the Craps to work a lot better. So don't do what I'm doing right now. The moment you run out of fadeaway, pull out the Brainstormer and start shooting, especially if you guys are doing the takedown. Basically, the only way you guys are going to get survivability is just by being invisible. Unfortunately, I blew myself up with a barrel right there. But we do have our pet, and that's why we have Lick the Wounds. So definitely everything works out fairly well with this build. But like I was saying, with if you guys are planning on doing the takedown, have the Brainstormer out when you don't have fadeaway active. It will get you your fadeaway back, and in turn, you guys can survive much, much easier. All right, so now we're here at Trunt. Normally what I'll do is I'll use my bang stick up until fadeaway is gone. Just go ahead and go behind them and just spray away, keep spraying. We have tons of time with fadeaway. And now it's gone, so I switch over to the Craps. Didn't even matter that time, it was literally instant. Obviously, the more stickies you guys put on these people, the quicker they're gonna die. If you put enough, they will insta-die, just like you saw Trunt right there. But that's seriously all I wanted to show you guys for this build. Like I said, this build is amazing for bosses, as you guys just saw. It can handle mobs perfectly fine. If you guys want to get through the takedown, you guys can get through the takedown, I promise you. Just play it a little bit slower than you would with like Amara. You just don't have the health regen. So if you guys found this video helpful, make sure to leave a thumbs up on it to let me know. It really helps me out. If you guys want to see more builds or Borderlands content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure to go follow me on Twitch and Twitter. It's at Chadley_99 on Twitter, and then twitch.tv/Chadley99. Also, if you guys haven't already, make sure to go join the Discord. There's tons of trading if you guys need some trades, and just in general, people talking about Borderlands or whatever else. We have almost 700 members, so make sure to go ahead and go down in the description and click those links. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.